We don't actually engineer the moths. What happens is there is a synthetic man-made copy of the sex pheromone that the female moth will naturally produce when they're ready to mate. So what we're able to do is bind that chemical, that sex pheromone, to an electrostatically charged particle, which basically means when the male moth fly towards it looks like a piece of chalk, which has got all the electrostatically charged particles in it. When the moth fly towards it, thinking that it's a female, then parts of the particles will stick to the moth, which means now that the male moth will smell like a female moth. It will be giving off the pheromone as it moves around and give off a false pheromone trail, causing other males to come out of their harbourage and chase that particular male around. When they try and mate with that one, then the electrostatically charged particles get stuck to that particular moth as well, and then you get a lot of confused moths.
Yeah, the moth who's been made to smell like a female, when the other moths come out of their harbour, I think you called it, wherever they are, with their lair, and try and mate with that moth, it leads to much confusion. But does the male moth who is being mated with, does that male moth think it's a female moth, or is it just a very confused moth?
Unfortunately, that is now a very confused moth, because it has got the scent of female all over it, and its main drive, any moth, you see, the moths don't feed, they've got a very short life cycle, so very short life in that particular part of their life cycle. Their main drive is to find a member of the opposite sex and breed, and therefore get more eggs laid to pass on their genes, etc. So what you've got now is a moth that desperately wants to mate, but all it can smell is female and not actually find a real female.
Is this a long-term solution to keeping moth numbers down? I mean, and where are moths in the ecosystem? Might there be unintended consequences?
There should be no unintended consequences. When you think about closed moths, they tend to be in a very closed environment, i.e. somebody's home or maybe a museum or something like that. So they're not going to be going out into the wider ecosystem. But the pheromone itself is very specific to that particular species, which in this case is the common closed moth, and therefore there will be no attraction to other moths or other species of moth. For that, once you get these males that have got the pheromone on them.